Hey seniors, Michael here from the Seniors Money channel. If you're a senior living in Canada, you won't want to miss this video as I'll be covering some huge financial news that could potentially put thousands of dollars per month into your pocket. But before we get into that, let me quickly introduce my channel for any new viewers. On Seniors Money, I cover all the latest news, updates, tips, and strategies related to government benefits, tax credits, retirement planning, and more. Everything to help Canadian seniors maximize their money. Hit that subscribe button and bell notification so you never miss out on money-making information for seniors. Now let's get into the juicy details about this potential $2,300 monthly payment. Imagine what an extra $2,300 per month could do for your retirement years. You could finally take that dream vacation you've always wanted, or help your kids or grandkids out financially. Pay off any remaining debts. Renovate your home to make it more comfortable. Essentially, it would allow you to live out your golden years with true financial freedom and peace of mind. Well, according to breaking news from the Canada Revenue Agency, this imaginary $2,300 monthly payment could soon become a reality for all seniors aged 65 and older living in Canada. And no, this isn't one of those free money scams or anything too good to be true. This is a potential new federal income supplement program that aims to drastically boost the finances of Canada's senior population. Of course, there are still a lot of unknowns about how exactly this program would work, who would qualify, when it would start, and other key details. But based on the limited information released so far, it seems that the CRA is aiming to provide $2,300 per month, or just under $28,000 per year, to lower and moderate income seniors across the country. Now you can probably already imagine how life-changing an extra $2,300 per month could be for making ends meet, affording rent or mortgage payments, covering medical expenses, and simply enjoying a higher standard of living in your later years. So in this video, I'll be going over everything we know so far about this potential new CRA payment for seniors. I'll explain where this $2,300 monthly figure is coming from, who may be eligible, and the timeline for when this could take effect if approved. I'll also speculate on some of the possible requirements or qualifications based on other income-tested benefits. As always, you can count on me to break down all the key details in an easy-to-understand way, and I'll be sure to let you know how to stay updated as more information comes out about this potential seniors' income supplement. So keep watching for all the juicy details. This could literally be a life-changing new income stream for millions of Canadian seniors. Let's dive in. Alright, so where exactly is this $2,300 per month figure coming from regarding this potential new income supplement for seniors? Well, it stems from an offhand comment made by the Minister of Seniors, CRA, during a press conference last week about improving financial security for lower-income retirees. When asked about potential changes or increases to the old age security pension, CRA responded by saying, quote, "While a small OS increase is being considered, the government recognizes that much more needs to be done to truly lift seniors out of poverty and allow them to meet their basic living needs. That is why my ministry is working on a more ambitious plan to implement a new guaranteed income supplement that could provide lower-income seniors with up to $2,300 per month in additional financial support." End quote. So based on that statement from the minister, it seems the CRA and federal government are working behind the scenes to create a potential new income supplement for seniors beyond just increasing OS and GS rates. Now, the minister didn't provide much additional context around that $2,300 monthly figure. Is it based on specific income thresholds? Is it the maximum payment, with lower amounts for higher income seniors? What qualifies as lower income? Those key details are still unknown at this stage. But that soundbite certainly got seniors across Canada very intrigued and excited about the possibility of receiving up to $2,300 per month in additional government income. To put that $2,300 figure into perspective, let's compare it to current federal benefits for lower-income singles. The maximum OAS pension for 2023 is $687 per month, while the maximum guaranteed income supplement or GIS amount for a single, widowed or divorced senior is currently $982 per month. So when you combine those two amounts, That's only $1,669 per month in government income for singles relying completely on OAS and GS benefits. Clearly, an additional $2,300 payment from this potential new income supplement would dramatically increase a low-income senior's monthly finances compared to just OAS and GS alone. Even a portion of that $2,300 amount could make a huge difference. Of course, it's still very early and a lot of unanswered questions remain around who might qualify for this full $2,300 payment if it actually gets implemented. The income thresholds, for instance, could mean that only the lowest income seniors receive the full amount. But any additional top-up from the federal government would surely be welcomed by the millions of Canadian seniors struggling to keep up with the rising cost of living in recent years. So if this proposed $2,300 monthly payment for lower-income seniors does actually get approved and rolled out, what types of eligibility requirements might be put in place by the federal government? Well, based on how OAS and GS currently work, I would expect this new income supplement to also be income tested, meaning it will phase out for seniors with higher yearly incomes beyond a certain threshold. The GS, for instance, starts clawing back at an income level of just over $19,000 for singles, based on household status and adjusted based on marital status, number of dependents, etc., just like OAS and GS does. For example, couples may receive a higher amount than singles. Of course, during that timeline, we'll likely hear many more details released from the CRA about how exactly the program would work, the specific eligibility criteria, and of course the official monthly payment amounts. Now, while the prospect of receiving up to $2,300 per month in additional income certainly sounds exciting for cash-strapped seniors, it's important to look at this proposal objectively and address some of the potential drawbacks or criticisms as well. One major concern that has already been raised is the overall cost and financial feasibility of implementing such a broad and generous new income supplement program. With over 6 million Canadians currently aged 65 and older, providing every low-income senior with $2,300 per month would require tens of billions in new federal spending each year. Even if strict income testing is applied, the cost could easily reach into the double-digit billions. Critics argue that taking on such massive new costs could dangerously increase Canada's deficit and debt levels, which are already at record highs following excessive spending during the pandemic. There are fears it could lead to potential tax increases down the road to pay for the program. Moreover, there are questions around why the federal government would create an entirely new income supplement program from scratch, rather than just increasing payouts through existing benefits like OAS and GS that are already established and have existing qualification processes in place. Seniors advocacy groups have also voiced concerns that a new broad income supplement could reduce the overall need and reliance on other targeted benefits like the disability tax credit, guaranteed annual income system tax credits, housing supports, and other forms of financial assistance that could still be needed even with an extra $2,300 per month. From a political standpoint, there is also criticism that this $2,300 payment promised is simply an attempt to buy votes from Canada's powerful senior demographic ahead of the next federal election in 2025. The ruling Liberal government has been accused of attempting to push through this proposal without doing proper analysis, consultations, and determining the true costs involved and how to pay for it. And there are also concerns around potential abuse of the system, with seniors being encouraged to artificially reduce their reported incomes each year in order to qualify for the maximum $2,300 payment. This could involve things like withdrawing less from RSPs, bundling investment income across multiple years, or other strategies aimed at making someone's taxable income appear lower. While that would be illegal, it could drive up overall program costs if safeguards aren't put in place around how income is calculated and what assets/income sources get included or excluded. So those are just some of the potential drawbacks and criticisms that have already started swirling around this $2,300 monthly payment proposal. Of course, a lot of those concerns could be addressed based on how the final program gets structured in terms of income testing, cost controls, preventing abuse or fraud, and ensuring it aligns properly with other income benefits rather than replacing them entirely. With so many important details still unknown about this potential $2,300 monthly payment for lower-income seniors, it will be critical to stay up to date as more information gets released in the coming months. I'd recommend starting by subscribing to this channel if you haven't already. As soon as any major announcements or updates come out from the CRA or federal government, I'll be sure to break it all down in a new video so you don't miss a beat. You can also follow me on social media channels like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at SeniorsMoney, as I'll be constantly sharing any relevant news there as it develops. Beyond that, make sure you're signed up for email and mail updates directly from the CRA if you aren't already receiving those types of communications. That way you'll get official notices straight from the source about any changes to income benefit programs. And if this does officially get approved, be sure to keep diligent records and paperwork for proving your income level, especially as you get closer to initially applying whenever that window opens up. Let's say you're a single senior renting an apartment in a city like Toronto or Vancouver. Even with OAS and GS maxed out, your current total monthly income is around $1,700. That $1,700 definitely helps cover basic living costs like rent, food, and utilities. But there's little to no wiggle room for any extras like entertainment, travel, or meeting unexpected expenses like home repairs or medical bills. However, if you were to receive an additional $2,300 on top of that $1,700, your total monthly income jumps to $4,000. Suddenly, you've got a lot more financial breathing room to cover the rising costs of food, transportation, potential rental increases, and importantly, actually having some disposable income left over to improve your quality of living. You could use that extra money to take a much-needed vacation you've been putting off for years, or make accessibility renovations to your home or apartment, or get higher quality meals delivered to your door, or indulge in a few hobbies or activities you enjoy like golf, movies, or joining a seniors club. The bottom line is it would go a long way towards allowing you to live out your retirement years with greater dignity and an improved standard of living beyond just bare minimum survival. Or let's look at an example of a senior couple who've been getting by on just OAS, GS, and a relatively small workplace pension of $800 per month. Let's say their current combined monthly income is around $3,000. Even with both spouses' benefits, covering housing costs like rent or mortgage payments can be a struggle in many Canadian cities, leaving little left over for other essentials. But if that same couple were to qualify for the full $2,300 monthly payment for each spouse, their total household income would skyrocket up to over $7,600 per month. Not only would that allow them to easily cover housing and living expenses, but it would mean a huge surplus of disposable income to cover travel, transportation, entertainment, potentially moving into a nicer home or retirement residence, and simply enjoying a higher quality of retirement without constant financial stress. And finally, let's consider a senior living in a rural or remote area of Canada with very little income beyond just OAS and GS at it. An additional $2,300 per month could make a night and day difference in their ability to cover rising costs of food, heating, gas for their vehicle, home maintenance, and other rural living expenses that may be higher than in urban centers. It could allow them to pay for specialized services to have meals delivered, get accessible transportation, or even explore moving somewhere with lower costs of living and better amenities nearby. So those are just a few examples of how impactful an extra $2,300 per month could prove to be for lower-income seniors across Canada. It could quite literally be a life-changing amount of money for millions of retirees currently struggling to make ends meet just on OAS, GS, and small workplace pensions or retirement savings. Of course, these are all just hypothetical situations for illustrative purposes. Whether this proposal ends up getting approved and what the final monthly payment amount would be is still to be determined. But there's no denying that a boost of this magnitude could dramatically improve the retirement finances and quality of living for lower and modest income seniors across the country.